Okay, y'all. So I want to give you my perspective. If this makes sense, like the video. Helps me go up in the algorithm, helps the channel grow. But I'm gonna give y'all a reasonable explanation as to why Shedeur has failed. And it's not because the other teams think that he's not better than the other quarterbacks. Legit, it's not that. The NFL is in a place where quarterbacks are playing longer. Tom Brady set a new standard. Let me cook. Tom Brady set a new standard where a quarterback can play at an elite level and win a Super Bowl at the age of 45. Now we have quarterbacks still in the league. Russell Wilson trying to be a starter, at 35. Again, it's not as normal as it used to be. Joe Flacco still in the league, playing at a somewhat high level. Aaron Rodgers still in the league. He's contemplating retirement, but still playing at a somewhat high level. Geno Smith in his 30s, mid 30s, if I'm not mistaken. You got quarterbacks who were labeled a bust at one point, having resurgences because of just modern football, the schemes, the systems. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith is one of them. There's more out there, but you got those guys. Again, there's a new standard. Then you have the guys who are the best quarterbacks in the league, all under the age of 30. Typically, quarterbacks, in the NFL, they're trying to get you out of there by 30. The league is getting congested to a point to where teams don't need certain positions anymore. And with the quarterback position being that and where it is and how good last year's draft class was, the quarterbacks, we have 4 or 5 starting quarterbacks in just one draft, is getting congested to where teams are not needing quarterbacks. And what comes with Shedeur is the pressure to be a starting quarterback. Teams know that if we pick up this player, because if you look at the grades, this is NFL's website. Shedeur got a 6.3. This is NFL's website. Jackson Dart rated lower than him. Tyler Shuck rated lower than him. Jalen Milroe rated lower than him. Dylan Gabriel rated lower than him. General draft boards, all these guys are rated lower than Shedeur Sanders. In my opinion, I like Shedeur more than Cam Ward. But again, when it comes to the top 2 quarterbacks, you pick your poison. Whoever you like is who you like. Titans went with Cam. Cool. No hate to him. He's a good quarterback. Very good quarterback. But it's because of the pressure that comes with starting Shedeur Sanders. I mean, not starting, drafting Shedeur Sanders. If you draft him as soon as you're a quarterback, as soon as Shedeur Sanders starts messing up, Russell Wilson starts throwing picks, they don't want to see Jameis Winston. They want to see Shedeur Sanders. But in this situation, it's less pressure. Jackson Dart don't bring you as much pressure. It's all right. We want Jackson to sit. It's cool. We'll be cool with Jameis coming in. We want Jackson to sit, learn from Russ, and just let that play out. Tyler Shuck. As soon as their car's on a short leash, if we being honest, when it comes to New Orleans Saints fans, like they're not all in on him. So as soon as he throws has a bad game, put Shedeur in. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing with Tyler Shuck. Jalen Milroe is not the same thing. As soon as Sam Darnold starts throwing picks, they're not going to say put Jalen Milroe in. We know that Jalen Milroe needs to sit. We know that Jalen Milroe needs to develop. We know the upside of Jalen Milroe, especially if he does develop. It's not going to be the same thing if he draft Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel, it's not going to be the same thing. I like Dylan. I think he's a good quarterback. I would actually take him over Tyler Shuck and Jackson Dart. That's just my opinion. To each his own. But again, it's not the same thing. You can have Kenny Pickett there, and you can have Dylan Gabriel as a safe place. I do like the way the Browns drafted. They drafted very good. Go watch my reaction videos to that, to the first 3 rounds of the draft. But it's not as much pressure to sign Shedeur Sanders. And if I'm being honest, I like Riley Leonard. I like Will Howard. I like Brady Cook. I like Seth Hennigan. So if I'm being honest, they might go before Shedeur because there's no pressure to start these guys. There's no pressure from the fan base. You have flexibility and you can dictate whatever you want to dictate without it being. That's just like when Cam Newton came back to the Panthers. There's pressure to start Cam. You can't bring Cam Newton back his second time around just because of what he did. He went to Super Bowl, won an MVP. Can't bring him back and expect him to sit on the bench. You're gonna just push him in there. And he said himself, he didn't even have time to learn the playbook. That's why it went bad. But anyways, though, again with the rest of these guys, it's just what it is. I see Shedeur going to the Seahawks caught me off guard with them picking up a quarterback, but cool. But I see Shedeur either going to, at this point, the Steelers are the only remaining team who needs a quarterback. But if not the Steelers, the Rams. Matthew Stafford is on a 2-year deal, and you got flexibility there. Number one, Matthew Stafford gets hurt often. Number two, you can have Shedeur sit behind Matthew Stafford. And I think McVay is a strong enough coach to like kind of enforce that. But again, it would be tough. I'm not gonna lie, it would be tough. But I think that'd be an ideal situation. Dark horse situations, and this is just based off of, you know, feedback from the fan bases, you know, over the past few years. Dark horse, I'm gonna say Arizona or Miami. And this is just hypothetical, like 6th, 7th round, if he falls that far. But again, with the fact that he's fallen this far, I don't see Shallow getting drafted. Shallow is not getting drafted. It's just being real. I don't even know if some of the other Colorado players get drafted for real. Because obviously it could be something personal, but at the same time it cannot be. But there were very much yeah, that's not gonna happen with the other Colorado players. But there definitely were safeties who got invited to the combine that I watched all the safeties highlights, bro. They were not better. There were some who were invited that were not better than Shallow. And that's not to say he's just a first round, second round safety. It's just being real. Like there were some guys who were invited that, you know, obviously there are guys who get invited to the combine that are going in the 7th round or may even go undrafted. It happens every year. But yeah, I believe it's not so much because these teams feel like Shedeur is worse than these quarterbacks. It's just what comes with drafting him. You're going to be pressured to start him day one, or as soon as your quarterback has a bad game. So, you know, even with the Saints never said they wanted to draft Shedeur. That was all media speculation. They never came out and said that. I didn't see a single report about that, about them even being interested in Shedeur, like wholeheartedly. So you know, they don't want their franchise to be driven by the fans, you know. They want the front office to have the power. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is a very, very deep draft, bro. There are still starters at almost every single position. Players who I think can start in the NFL today still available. This is very, very deep draft. I don't know if this is my first time being as thorough watching all the prospects, or this is just legitimately the deepest draft I've seen in 5 years, maybe, that I've seen, you know, that I paid attention to. This is so deep at every position. I see starters almost everywhere still. Again, y'all hit the like button, helps the channel grow. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and yeah, we do a little bit more speculation as these rounds progress. But yeah, man, God bless, stay tuned, and yeah, have a good night.